the time that we've all been waiting for this morning. Maura Neville Thomas joins us. She's from regainyourtime.com. She also is the author of Personal Productivity Secrets. She tells me she's been studying, and her expertise about productivity has dated back for decades, which is interesting because through the last, decade and a half, email has become more and more of an issue, and also a convenience, I would imagine, as well, but a distraction too, especially now. I don't know about you, I get my email on my phone. Yeah. So every time it ding, I know to pick up my phone. So what is your take on productivity, especially when it comes to technology?
Productivity is all about achieving your significant results. What's important to you? That's the dictionary definition of being productive. Achieving or producing a significant amount or result, which to me shortens to achieving a significant result, whether that's your result for today or this week or this month or this lifetime.
Okay, so it's really, the ball's in your court when it comes to responding to these distractions, email, texts, social media, everything else. Talk to me about time management and information overload, because in your book, you say those two terms, which we use a lot in the business world, are outdated.
Time management only matters to the extent that you also devote your attention. So if you and I went out to lunch and we had an appointment to talk about something, but at some point one of us pulls out our device and says, do you mind, I have this really important text coming in or email coming in. Oh, there it is. Do you mind if I just check that for a minute? And you go into your device, so then I pull out my device.
Right.
And so then we become completely distracted. It doesn't take anything away from the fact that we spent the time together. But if our attention wasn't also devoted to the task at hand, then the time wasn't spent the way we expected it to be spent.
Right.
So time management matters much less than attention management. I think attention management is really the skill that we need to develop for the coming decades.
No kidding. And develop is, I think, the key word, because, again, with all of these distractions, attention management is really hard. It's a hard skill to hone in on. What about information overload? Is too much email, is there such thing as too much email or access to a person?
Absolutely. But that's where the control comes in. To me, it's all about control. It's all about you. When you focus on email, when you give your attention to email, it means that you're devoting your attention to other people's priorities instead of your own priorities, for the most part. There's always been more information than any human being would ever know in their lifetime. The difference now is that the information is no longer passive. We have all of these screens in front of us, and so the information has constant access to us to distract us unrelentingly all the time, and so our defense against that is to learn how to control our attention.
Okay, so let's talk about controlling our inbox. You have a 3-step process. You talked about it in this month's Austin Woman magazine, which, by the way, pick it up. It's free, and Maura's in it. And tell us what you say. And is it doable to take control of our inbox? Can we do it?
Absolutely. The mistake that people make is that they spend way too much time skimming their messages and not nearly enough time dealing with their messages. So the process that I outline is review, process, do. So review it if you are on your way to a meeting. Maybe scan your messages on your phone just to make sure that that meeting hasn't been changed or canceled.
Yeah.
Set aside time to actually process your messages, deal with them, and get them out of your inbox so that they don't just pile up. Because email loading up in your inbox is the same as unopened mail on your desk. You start to think there are things in there that I should be doing, and then that stresses you out. So you have to get them out. And then the third thing is do. You don't always necessarily have to do what's requested of you in the message right at that time.
Thank you.
You might need to gather your information, gather your thoughts, and respond to it later. So add that task to your to-do list and do it at the appropriate time, unless it's really quick.
Yeah, there are easy to read and easy to follow steps in this book. It's Personal Productivity Secrets. And as I mentioned, Austin Woman Magazine did a great story on Maura, and it's really informative. I think we can all relate to this. We appreciate it. It's nice to see you.
Thanks.
Pick it up, and we will be right back.